Ty's doing karaoke. Pam is playing in her room and Juan is running errands. So I'm thinking we're gonna sneak in here and play around with the Luminous Airbrush Foundation. I did a PR haul where I showed you everything that I've received in PR recently. This is one of the many items that Luminous sent over my way. I cannot believe we're gonna try an airbrush foundation. I've been wanting to try something like this for so freaking long. There's just something about your foundation coming in one of these like air compressed bottles. I see people spray onto the actual kabuki. I'm thinking we're gonna do it the way they do it on one side, and then we're gonna do it Jari's way, inventar. We're gonna just kind of like go with the flow, because I wanna see if I spray like this, how that's gonna go. But I'm really excited though. We're gonna shake her up really, really, really good. In case you guys are interested, I did go over to the Luminous website just so that I can give you guys some information. Their Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation Starter Kit. This is their starter kit. In this kit, you're going to get the Airbrush Spray Hydrating Primer and their Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation. You're gonna get it in this cute little box, and you're also going to get the dual-ended brush. On one side, it's kind of like a slanted angle, but not too much, and it's pretty dense of a kabuki, and then on the other end, it's a softer, more blendable type of kabuki. Now, this kit has over 4,000 reviews, and they're just at like 4.5 stars, which I think is a big deal. On the website, it says it typically goes for $97, but they're on sale for $45. They'll be $45 for a little bit because I've seen it like this for about 2 weeks, so that's not a bad price point, and you are able to select your shade. So the primer as it is will come standard in everyone's box, but you get to customize the shade that you want. There are 16 shades to choose from. I ended up doing a lot of like swatch research on Google. I've explained to you how it is that I do that. I tend to just type in the name of the foundation and then write swatches over at Google, and I get to see different people, different swatches on paper, pictures, on people's skin, and then I'm able to narrow down the shade that would be for me. But I also heard that the shades are pretty forgiving. So although their shade range isn't massive, it's not like there are 40 shades available, it's because they are apparently pretty forgiving and you can pretty much pull off one color or the other. We're gonna see how that works. There are directions in the back, and it says shake well before use, spray onto the brush holding the can 1 inch away, apply onto the skin using buffing motions. I'm assuming I should buff with this one. So I am gonna spray it onto the brush and then apply the primer, but I'm also going to just do the Jari way and spray directly on the face because why not? By the way, I don't even know qué está pasando like this. Like, what's that? Do you see this? You know me. It's about the makeup, not the hair. So it is what it is. Okay, so I shook it really well. I can't stand that it makes that noise. I hope it's not like bothering you guys too much because it's not on purpose. Ooh, I like this. And they even give you instructions like, girl, you need to press down. So I'm gonna take that little sticker out. I'm gonna make sure you guys see what it is that I'm applying on the face. Wish me luck. And I brought you guys a little closer. So I am gonna, hold on. Oh, it's ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna, I don't think it's fragranced. Maybe it is, hold on. Time will tell. Let's just start applying. Do you smell like anything? It looks like nothing is happening. It looks like it sets instantly. Also looks like it gives me a little bit of a blurring effect, kind of. How is that possible that it looks like I literally have nothing on the face? Look. It says hydrating primer, skin smoothing, long wearing. I mean, it does look like it's smooth. I feel it when it initially goes on, and then it feels, do you see how, okay, there's a line here. Oh, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. I did a line going down this way. There's definitely a difference here between here and here. So I see it. I myself see it. That's the one side of the face. I'm a little too excited for this. Okay, so, I mean, we're looking good in terms of like what it did, because it did smooth this area. I see it myself, and I'm not mad at her. Okay, so, hold on. Oh yeah, wait. So now we're gonna go ahead. This is the part where I'm nervous. It says 1 inch away, but 1 inch would be like this much. So, it didn't say foot, it said 1 inch. I'm just gonna kind of go in and see what happens. Okay, so we see where it is, and I'm just gonna quickly because it dries down so fast, and that's not a bad thing at all. I'm just gonna buff this in. It does have a little bit of a fragrance now that I got it directly on the face. Because initially when you sprayed it onto the brush, you get that aerosol kind of spray smell, like that compressed smell. So it's hard to pick up whether or not it had its own fragrance. But once I sprayed it onto the face, I could totally tell. Onto the foundation, the shade they sent me is Warm 70. Cap is going to be the same. And here's what she's going to look like, in my opinion. It looks pretty bougie, right? Listen, if I love this, I would totally spend the $45 to get this cute little kit. You're getting the primer, you're getting the foundation, and the brush. Like, yes. I really want to shake her up just in case. The way I've seen people do it is they spray. Ay! This might have a fragrance. Let's see. Okay. I've seen people spray their brush and then apply. What's funny is it looks like this would match my neck. So let's just blend away, and once it sets, we'll see what she looks like. I like this kabuki side though. I feel like I need a shade lighter. But then again, I have less on my forehead, and I feel like my forehead looks good because I sprayed onto my brush. Most of the product went onto this area, and this area has way more pigment than the forehead does. As whatever was left on the brush, I applied on the forehead, and it totally changed the color, but it's not as much coverage as down here. So what if I just sprayed too much? I'm gonna keep buffing. Let's see. Maybe had it been like 70 neutral, it would have been less yellow. I do think maybe I just over applied. It looks so pretty on the skin though. It looks smooth, it looks pretty. It balanced the pigmentation on my skin. I avoided the under eye area. You can still see my freckles. It looks hydrating, but natural, almost like second skin. I actually like the look. I'm gonna do it a little differently though, this time. Oh yeah, I don't wanna stain my shirt, hold on. I'm gonna put this towel, and yes, this is the towel that I use for all my swatches and stuff. So this baby is gonna be dirty, okay? Cause I wipe, this is the towel I always have on my lap. Like I tell you guys, just make sure you have something to wipe your hands. I don't wanna stain my shirt. So we are going to do like one swipe and see if that makes a difference. I wanna apply less on this side. We'll see. I did it worse. I did it worse. Look at my hair. I applied way more. Okay. Don't do what I did. I got it in my hairline. I was trying to avoid washing my hair today. I can already tell this is a over application issue. I think it's safe to say that this is gonna be one of those things where at first attempt, i.e. my attempt, it's going to be trial and error. Look at that, I sprayed. You can see it's on here and I don't look orange, which means I over apply. It's okay. Do you know what? We're gonna do this right. I'm taking this off and we're gonna start all over again. Take two. I'm gonna apply the primer really quickly because that was easy peasy, and I'm not gonna use the brush. I'm just gonna kind of spray the face and just massage it in. And look at that, it didn't ruin my shirt. If you're new here, I'm quirky, I make noises, and I like having fun. We don't take ourselves seriously because makeup is supposed to be fun. And yes, makeup is my job. As a makeup artist, it's just fun, okay? All right, so it sets. I really didn't have to blend much. I really like that primer. It smells really nice. So I don't know if it's gonna make the makeup really last long or not. I hope so, we will see. Obviously, I always give you guys updates. Pero let's just say, even on its own, with no makeup, it makes my skin look pretty much perfect, smooth, poreless, really like it. And it does have a fragrance, so that's something for you guys to be mindful of. Now, we're gonna go this route. I'm gonna blend with lip brush, and then I will apply that on the skin. And I think I have better chances of not messing up this time around. And yeah, I've seen people do it the way that I initially did it, spraying it onto the brush and going in, but what works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not necessarily work for me. And look at that, you can still see my freckles, which is the kind of coverage that I like. And I can build on this if I want to. Okay, I don't look super orange. My skin looks basically perfect and radiant. It looks really good. I'm not mad at her. I'm gonna apply just a little smidge more. Yeah, this is gonna be the way that's gonna work for me. Man, you know what? I think I'm gonna order a lighter shade. Now that I know what this shade is, I'm gonna go one shade lighter and I'm gonna spray, like, I'm gonna do it again. Cause maybe, just maybe, had it been like spot on perfect, I could have done it like everyone else with the brush. Otherwise, we've got a good solution. Okay, so far so good. It looks good, it feels good, it looks hydrating, it feels hydrating on the skin. I'm going to move forward and kind of like apply a little bit. I think I want to go very spring on the eye today. So I'm going to apply just like basic makeup on the rest of the face so we can see what it's going to look like when you play around with other formulas. I use a sponge to blend my liquid concealer. All right, so far so good. I'll use a powder bronzer. I'm not trying to be a bronzed goddess today, but I do want to add a little bit of dimension. I do want to add a little bit of dimension to the skin. Let's just comb through the brows. I think the brows are in such a good place that I don't even want to do much of anything to them. We do have to set the under eye. There's no way around that. So I'm going to go ahead. Ooh, that was a lot. I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. You see, and once you go ahead and like you set your concealer and stuff, everything comes together. I think the skin looks good, you guys. And it plays well with other powders. Let's add a blush. If I add another powder on top of another powder, is it gonna look chunky? Are we still luminous? I'm using a matte powder. I'm using this one from the Ofra Pro palette. So these are the things that I look for. Is it hydrating enough and luminous enough to where once you apply powders on top, you're still looking radiant. I don't look flat. Look, the skin still has a little bit of the luminosity coming through. And then the areas that I didn't set, you know, they're a little extra radiant, but I don't mind that, especially when you're trying to look hydrating. So far, so good. I think I want to finish off the rest of the face. I'm going to do an eye look. I'm going to use an eyeshadow palette that just launched. This is pre-filmed. You guys already know that. It just launched and I need to play with it because it's beautiful. So make sure you check out the video where we're playing around with this palette because that baby is already live. All right, you guys, the rest of my face is on. The look is live. Go check it out. This palette is so fun. This skin looks glowy. It definitely looks hydrated, but pretty. Like, it doesn't look greasy. It almost looks like I have nothing on the skin. I went in with a powder bronzer, powder blush, and it still looks radiant. You know, I feel like I actually like the formula like a lot. I know it was like a little bit of a struggle to try to figure out the way that was gonna work for me. The brush was so soft, so I really liked that. But the method of application was like a bit much for me because it does provide a lot of coverage. So I had two issues. It provides a lot of coverage, which is not very everyday for me, and it was a little more on the golden side than I needed it to be. And you know, there's no product that's actually gonna be fully universal. So the fact that I was still able to find a way, easy way to make it work for me, I'm not mad at it. Now, being realistic, yes, the next time I snag this foundation, I will make sure I go on the neutral side, so less golden and slightly lighter. If there's like a 70 neutral, I think that would work for me. Otherwise, I would just have to go like one shade lighter neutral. It'll work. And when that day comes, I will actually do the application process again, spraying onto the brush, then onto the face, and see how that goes. As always, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. What do you think about the foundation? What do you think about Luminess? Have you tried their products? Were you curious? Were you really interested in seeing like an honest, raw review where you're like, okay, does it work? Does it not work? Do you have to tweak it? Like, what are your thoughts? And remember, this was gifted to me, so I'm really grateful that Luminess sent it over my way so that I can give it a try. Now, you know I can't go anywhere without saying hello and thank you to my channel members, the G Squad. These amazing people have joined channel memberships and are supporting the channel at a higher level. And in doing so, they have unlocked exclusive perks like YouTube providing them with their very own community page. They've also been given a badge so everyone knows who is a member, and their comments under all of my videos are being highlighted. If you're ever interested in joining channel memberships, all you really need to do is hit the join button below any of my videos and you are good to go. Now, YouTube is gonna go ahead and recommend your next video based on your watch history. I will, however, recommend additional beauty content I think you're really gonna enjoy, so I hope you consider checking it out, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.